Hello everyone, it's Mari here for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be making this card for you here today using a bunch of the gorgeous spring collection products, including the Simply Spring paper pad. This beautiful paper pad is definitely the inspiration for my project today. I'm going to be using that really pretty blue and gray floral. This paper pad is 6 by 8.5 inches, perfect for getting 2 card fronts out of every single sheet of paper. Love that it's double-sided too, so that's just a gorgeous paper pad. I'm also going to be using the Stacking Art Deco label dies. I'm going to be using the largest die from that set to die cut out this beautiful patterned paper, and you can just see how pretty that is. When it's all die cut out, it's going to be perfect for the home, for the focal point for my project. I'm also going to be using the Lovely Layers Cherry Blossom die set. I've die cut out all of these pieces. I die cut out the stem, the main stem, the base piece from some Gina K soft stone cardstock, and then I cut all of the leaves and the little floral bits that layer on top from Spellbinder's Glacier. And so this is just going to be a really pretty combination of gray and blue, just like that pattern paper. Now this is really easy to layer up, and Honeybee does have a guide that they provide with this die set. If you just follow that guide, it's really easy to add the layers to this set. Each of the different little blooms usually is just like 1 or 2 layers, and so really easy. And same with the leaves, are all just like 2 layers, so the main layer and then that layer on top, and there you can see that all finished up. It's gorgeous. Now this is the Spring Birds Lovely Layers die set. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I love this so much. And again, I just went with the gray and blues here. I actually used Gina K Stormy Sky for the base layer of my bird, the first layer. Honeybee does provide you with a layering guide again for this set. It's super easy to follow. I then followed that up, that base layer, with the soft stone, and now I'm going in with the Glacier color of cardstock again. And now you can just see I'm going to add the fine details here. That breast piece for my really pretty bird here is going to be that Stormy Sky color, the darkest gray. And this just layers up beautifully. I think it's so gorgeous when it's finished, and it's just a really beautiful piece for any of your different projects. I'm just going to use my white Posca pen here to put a little dot on the eye, a little highlight on the eye, and there you can see all of the different little pieces of that bird are put together. I'll just show you up close here what that looks like. I love the embossed lines that are part of that die set as well. It's gorgeous. Now this 3D embossing folder is absolutely amazing. This is the Dogwood Blooms embossing folder, and oh my gosh, look at this. When you emboss this, I did mine on white paper, but the detail is just absolutely stunning. Now I trimmed that down so that it's slightly smaller than my A2 size card base, just to give a little bit of a white margin around the outside edge. And I am just going to adhere this 3D embossed piece to my card base with a little bit of liquid adhesive. And I'm just getting my tip of my adhesive cleaned off here and just getting that ready to apply my Honeybee liquid glue to this embossed piece, and that's just going to add the most gorgeous texture to the background of my card here. So love the new embossing folders from Honeybee. They're just knocking it out of the park with these embossing folders that they've been coming out with. They are just so fun to use for adding beautiful details to your projects. So there you can just see how that's going to fit onto my card base there. I'll just wiggle that around for a second and make sure that I have that as straight as I can possibly get that. And I'll just give that a really good press with my entire hand here and just get that pressed on there so that it's nice and flat to my card base, and just wanting to make sure I have that straight. So just doing a slight adjustment there before I give that a final press. Now I'm going to be using the really beautiful Lost Shadow Distress Oxide ink just to add a little bit, just a tiny light gray edge to this patterned paper. My gosh, this pattern paper, I think it might be my all-time favorite from Honeybee. Honeybee just does an amazing job of designing their pattern papers. If you have been missing out on their paper pads, get into that shop and grab yourself some of their beautiful paper. It is amazing every single time. Now, I have put some foam adhesive on the back of that pattern paper just to pop that up a little bit off that 3D embossing folder background. I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive on the back of my foam tape just so that I can wiggle that into the right spot when I put that onto my card. There you can just see I'm centering that on my card base there, and I've got that all pushed down and it's adhered. I'm going to start to add my details now. So I'm going to assemble my card, adding the Lovely Layers cherry blossoms there. I don't care if my cherry blossoms are blue. I don't ever worry about stuff like that when I'm making a card. I like that everything is just in that blue and gray color scheme. I think it's really, really pretty, just soft and just really classy looking. So I'm adding my little bird with some foam adhesive, and now I'm just going to take some white splatter and splatter that on to just give that little bit of extra texture and detail to my card. I'm actually using a sentiment from the Daisy Layers bouquet stamp set. It's just this most beautiful little scripty hello, and I'm going to just add that onto my card. I actually really love the hello sentiment for a card because it's kind of then fairly generic. You can use it for a lot of different occasions. And I'm stamping out that hello onto my white cardstock with my Honeybee Clear ink. And I'm going to add some silver embossing powder over top. I did treat the paper with my anti-static powder tool before I stamped, just so that my embossing powder only sticks to that clear ink and not my paper. Now I'm just going to go ahead and heat up that embossing powder with my heat tool and melt it, and you can just see that's a really pretty silver sentiment. I used the coordinating die from the Daisy Layers bouquet die set, coordinating die set, to die cut out my phrase, and now my card is all finished, and I love how it turned out. Friends, I did link up in the description box below to all of the products from the Honeybee shop. If you want to shop any of the different products that I have linked to, those are included, as I said, below the video. Thanks for watching today, friends. I hope to see you very soon. Have an amazing day. Stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.